Alrighty, well, it is the wee hours of the morning and Monday, and time to show up. I'm showing up. Glad you showed up. I appreciate every single one of you, and do the little YouTube dance. Like, comment, subscribe, all that happy horse shit. If you've been reading my posts on Subscribestar, which you should, you know that I've come to the conclusion that I really need to drink less on stream. And no sooner did I say that than it is Jubelale season from Deschutes Brewery. Well, I can make the argument, and I'm gonna make the argument, that having a beer on stream is certainly less drinking than having about 4 ounces of rum in a Coke or 10.5 ounces of mixed gin and rum. So this counts as less. This is less. Oh. Oh, God, that's so good. I wish they made this all year. I really do. I'm sure there's something like it that gets made all year. This is some very good stuff. But this is not a paid product placement. It is not an endorsement. I am not sponsored by Deschutes. Nobody wants to sponsor me. I'm unprofessional and shit. Oh, man, that's good. That's so good. And I only get it toward the end of the year. So if you're paying attention to my posts on Subscribestar, you know that I spent the last week actually doing that 3-way Marc Brunet challenge that I was talking about, and it's going interestingly because on the one hand I'm going through it and I'm going, this is easy. This is easy. This is easy. But the character one is kicking my arse. I'm just not that good. And I'm really kind of looking at this going, man, not only did I think I was better at this, I know for a fact I have done better at this. I'm like, there's some backsliding going on here, and I've seen people talk about that, and they go, oh, you know, there's this thing where you used to be good at something, and then you're not all of a sudden. And that's very frustrating. It really is an extraordinarily frustrating thing, because it's like, remember when you could do that thing? And I get the same thing on guitar. I have trouble remembering how to play things that I could play real good. And that's frustrating. That's upsetting, especially when you're trying to record stuff to go into the soundtrack of your game and it's not sounding good. And you're like, I want this to sound better. And I've really been watching a lot of stuff on improving my guitar playing. I've been using YouTube for that, and yeah, so I don't know if I'm ever going to do any like guitar recording on video for the channel, but I will definitely at some point have some recorded guitar that I put into the music, which is going to be part of the tuning in program that we have on Wednesday, which is going to start in October or in November. It is October. But I was looking at the schedule for this, and as I was looking at the schedule, I was like, you know, for the showing up video every week, I could do the exercise for that day during the show. Okay, that's not a terrible idea, but I looked over the plan because today would be day 8. And I looked over the plan and I was like, okay, so then next week would be day 15 and then day 22 and then day 29, the day before the last day. That'd be kind of anticlimactic. And I got to thinking about that, and I went, so okay, if I crammed one more lesson into a week, it's one more lesson into a week, then it would be day 30 on the last day. And then I was looking at it and I was like, then my Subscribe Star post for the day before that video would have up to day 29 covered in it. So I think what I'm going to do is this coming week, I'm going to do one more lesson to shift things forward. So I'll do 8 lessons that week. And I think the week after that, I'll also do one more day to make that 8 day. I'm going to do 2 8-day weeks. And that way we will have, next week will be day 16. And the week after that will be day 24. And then that'll finish up over the course of the week. And on Sunday, I'll cover all of the rest of the material, and we'll have, over that 4 weeks, we'll have all 30 days. And then on the showing up video for that week, if I can get myself back in focus, but on the showing up video for that week, I will be able to go over everything and say, here's how things went. And I'll be able to talk more extensively about that, and it'll still be art related. And then I'll do Old Man Yapping a couple days after that, and I'll discuss the whole concept of we're about to throw the switch on everything. And the next week after that is the first 3 video week, and I'll be nervous about it and be all inadequate and concerned about how that's going to work out, because 3 videos a week, man, that's a lot. It's a lot of videos. I think I'll be okay. I think it'll work out. But for the moment, let's go take a look at that first week, and then jump into the lesson for day 8. So, I don't think I did that bad on the skull. On day 1, you're supposed to do a skull in under 10 minutes. I've got a total of 21 minutes on this whole piece here. So there's a skull in under 10 minutes, then a symmetrical circle within a square, a box and sphere cut in quarters, and a character drawing, full body, no tracing. And I took quite some time on this, and I did not do a good job. And when I say quite some time, I mean like 10 minutes. And that's kind of par for the course. I've been doing about 10, 15 minutes on all of these lessons. And the character lesson in particular, I'm not doing a good job on. And I'm not really sure what to do about that. I'm not really sure how to address that. But what I've been doing is I've been just doing the lesson and then running away as quickly as possible so I don't have to look at it. But I have been putting these up on social media. You know what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do another lesson later today. Because usually I do the lesson like late at night. Earlier today I did the lesson around, I think it was 8 o'clock. When did I do the lesson? Let me go check real quick, because as soon as I finish it, I put it on social media. So where is it? Where is the posted exercise? There it is. Oh no, that's day 6. Got my own timeline here. Okay. Yeah, so 6 hours ago, I did day 7 6 hours ago. So So I'm going to go ahead and do day 8. And day 7 was actually day 4. That's a debacle I will go into in a moment. So I'll do day 8, and then in like 12 hours, I guess, I'll do day 9. So I will hit one extra lesson on Mondays. So yeah. So this afternoon I'll do another one, and then the rest of the week will go as normal, and then on Sunday. So that'll give us. It'll be day 8 and 9 today, and then it'll be 16 and 17 next week, and then it'll be day 25. And I could actually do day 25 and then another, and then that'd be 26, and 27, 28, 29, 30. And then day 30 is actually, hold up, let me check the calendar here. So that would give me day 8 and 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Huh. And I'll be doing day 30 on Shabbat after sundown, which I'd be doing anyway. It just means it'd be like, well, I mean, usually I do the lesson after like 9 or 10 o'clock. So okay, it would actually work out if I did it that way. Then I would have everything finished. I would have everything finished before I typically write the Sunday newsletter. Okay, so yeah. So if I do one lesson on stream and one lesson off stream on Mondays, that'll work. That'll work. That'll get it all done, and I'll have room for the writing, and everything can be done, and I can get everything up there and working. Because I think, yeah, I think I didn't have day 7 on, so that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it'll be. If I check my subscribe star, I know this is boring. This is boring watching me do this, but yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then okay, yeah. So if we do 8 a week moving forward, then we got 3 more updates on Subscribestar. That's and these are public posts. You don't even have to be subscribed at the free tier to see these posts because I want to keep things that way. I don't feel like anything I do is worth paying for yet. And because I don't think anything I do is worth paying for, it really doesn't make sense to say I'm going to section off some of my work and say this is what's worth paying for. You have to pay to see this part. I don't feel like I'm there yet, so I'm going to just leave it alone for the moment. And I'm not going to worry about that. I will start thinking about doing something for paid subscribers once I actually have some paid subscribers. That's an interesting little kind of chicken and egg problem, because I don't want to do anything that's subscribers only until I have some subscribers. You know what? I will not do anything subscribers only until I have some free subscribers. And once I have some free subscribers, I'll start doing stuff just for free subscribers. And after I've been doing that for a while, then I'll start thinking about maybe moving stuff over to paid only. I can't think of anything I'd be doing for paid only subscribers right now. It just doesn't seem like something I do. And honestly, even when I am doing something that is worth paying for, I feel like instead of making it something that you subscribe and pay $10 a month for, I think I would much rather make it into a product that you buy once and then you're done with it. Like if I'm making art that I think is nice art that you would want to use as like a desktop wallpaper or something, I would really rather put that on some kind of digital marketplace like Gumroad and say, buy this for $2. And I don't know. I like that better. I like the buy what you want and not what you don't model. And I feel like a lot of people are really very concerned with how do I guarantee myself a reliable, sustainable income. And I feel like you do that with the reliable, sustainable output of work people want to pay for. So it's like, it's the exact same process that you would use to generate work people want to subscribe to for $10 a month. But instead of generating something people want to subscribe to for $10 a month, you generate something that people want to buy for $10 every month. If you do that, then you're going to get $10 a month from the people who like your work because you made something worth buying for $10. And they get something worth $10. And I feel like that's important. I feel like it is important for the person who pays you money to get something for their money. It can be digital. I don't mind the thing being digital, but I feel like you should have to deliver the product before the person promises you the money. I feel like the creator should take that risk, not the purchaser. I don't feel like the consumer should be sending you $10 a month and going, I trust you to make something worth $10 a month. That's a model. That's a model, and it works for some people, and some people prefer that, and some people like that, and some people are okay with that. I don't like that as a consumer. I feel like as a consumer, I would rather have the people I support delivering something worth $10 every month, and then I just buy the thing worth $10. I prefer that. And I don't know, am I just like forcing my opinion on other people? What are your thoughts on this? When it comes to, it could be from the perspective of a creator or a consumer. As a creator, how do you feel about needing to make something people will buy before you get paid? And as a consumer, how do you feel about paying for something without knowing what you're going to get or when you're going to get it? And, vice versa, it's like, how do you feel as a creator about the notion that people are going to pay you whether you do the work or not? And as a consumer, how do you feel about the idea that you're going to pay $10 for the service whether you like what it delivers or not? How do you feel about, like, when you pay however much Netflix costs these days? I think it's like $20 now. I think we're paying $28 for it. I don't know, but there's something we're paying $28 for. I think that's the Disney, Hulu, ESPN bundle. And people go, "Oh, you should be boycotting Disney because of the thing," and I'm like, it's football season, and there is no way on God's green earth my dad is going to go without ESPN during football season. That is not happening. Even when it's not football season, he's got to have his golf. He used to watch basketball and he stopped. He used to watch baseball and he stopped. When I was a kid, My dad followed football and basketball and baseball. He followed all three of them. It really mattered. And then at some point, he stopped following baseball. And then he stopped following basketball. And now it's like he waits for March Madness and he watches like the Final Four. And that's it. You know, just a little bit of that. And I don't follow any of that shit. I don't fucking care. I used to follow the X Games every year. But I don't even do that anymore. I don't really care. I followed the X Games when I was still going out and skating. And when I was no longer going out and skating myself, it seemed like a waste of time and energy to watch the X Games. Like, what am I going to do? Just like, I always looked at the X Games as like ideas. You watch the X Games and it gives you ideas for like stuff that you could do. And it's like, you're not at that level, but it gives you ideas of like, you know, between my level and that, there's a thing that I can do and I can step up a little and get a little better. And that's kind of what I got out of the X Games. I don't understand pure spectator sports. I just don't. I feel like sports are not something you watch. They're something you do. So, you know, I watch martial arts, but I'm a martial artist. And I watch skateboarding, but I'm a skateboarder. So, you know, I watch the things that I do, and then I go out and do them. And when I don't do them anymore, I stop watching them. Still watch martial arts because every day, got my training every fucking day. Got my iron bone training. I got my forms. I got my Silu and Tao. I got sparring with the heavy bag. Although I really got to clear out that room. There's too much crap out there. I am way off topic. I am procrastinating because I did not do a good job on this week's lessons, and I don't want to admit it, and I don't want to go over it. I don't want to look at them. I am procrastinating specifically because I am worse at drawing than I thought I was. And these lessons are really kind of underscoring it. Like when I move on to day 2, okay? And we need to zoom in a little here so we can see this. You can see that 3 shapes and give them thickness. I did shapes and I gave them thickness. And I gave them thickness in different directions. Like you'll notice that I gave one thickness in the Y-axis here. And I gave one of them thickness on the x-axis here, and I gave one of them thickness on the z-axis here. And they all go in different directions. And 2 identical cylinders cut in half. I don't think I did a great job making these identical, but they're close enough. And the thing is that, like, when you zoom in on these faces, I did not do a very good job. I fucked up a lot of stuff. I have a tendency to make them too tall. I have a tendency to make them too narrow. And that's something that I'm going to need to focus on, and I'm going to need to work on. And this sort of thing persisted. Like on day, I think I did a good job on day 3's character exercise. The thing about day 3's character exercise is that it said the body parts you can't see from reference. Well, the problem is, all the pictures I have of Kota Akari, she's wearing hardly anything. Like, she's wearing a short sleeve blouse that's pretty figure hugging. So there's not a whole lot to draw. There's you know, yeah, the blouse kind of pokes out from her side, and the sleeve hangs down a bit from her arm, but it would be like 2 V's. And then you'd just like expand her legs upward a little bit because those school uniform skirts are, I mean, in Joshi Kosei, those uniform skirts are very short. Okay, so 3 cylinders, one behind the other, and split them in half. I did that. It's not particularly difficult. Square with a circle in it, nest twice. I don't feel like I did a great job on this, but I did okay, you know? And body parts you can't see from reference. I used Rory Mercury from Gate. who still isn't wearing a whole lot of clothes, but there's enough of them that there was something to do. There's the big fluffy skirt, there's the big poofy sleeves, there's the fairly large hairstyle and the bow. So that was the thing. I think I did okay on this one. I really do. And then you go into day 4. Day 4, again, I think I did okay. The flattened foreshortened boxes, that exercise in particular, I felt like Marc was really kind of hitting on the question of understand the difference between flat and foreshortened boxes. And 4 eyeballs are the same size. I think I did okay on that. This is actually day 5's exercises. I skipped day 4 because I'm a dumbass. And I realized that when I went to do day 7, and I went, oh, I was supposed to do some stuff on day 4, and I had to go back and I had to do that. And additionally, I lost the instructions for everything. So because I lost the instructions for everything, I had to go back to the videos and I had to get the instructions again, and I had to type them all out. And what happened was I put the instructions into a file, and I can't remember what file I put them in. I put them in the middle of something else, and I don't know what the something else was. So I don't know. I don't know what happened to it. So anyway, I think I did okay on the eyeballs. I think I did okay on the spacing on those. And then the head shape from reference in a few angles, no facial features except ears. So I did that, and this one I think I did okay. I think I did okay on this, and I think it really matters when I use reference. Now, on day 5, this is like all the pictures I have of Kota Akari is like she's like naked or in her underwear, and this is one of the shows that really kind of underscored to me. But you can see I did the 9 boxes from different perspectives, no problem. The sphere stacked on a cylinder, cut into quarters, no problem. The naked body from reference in a neutral pose, body plus head, no hair. You'll notice if you pay careful attention to the way the breast is done, they did this properly. They have the breast. Let me jump up here to a higher level. I gotta grab my. So you look at this close in. This is a low resolution photo, but you look at this close up. I'm going to grab this light blue. You see from the shape of the breast, they anchor it under the arm where it belongs. They also do a really good job in just a few lines of catching the axilla under the arm, catching that little bit. And then there's this there's that little thing right there. And there's the bit where the top of the bra digs in to the body, but the bottom of the bra doesn't, because the lower back doesn't have as much fat on it. This bit right up here is a little bit. There's a little bit more fat on there, and because of that, you get a skin dent on that bit, but not everywhere. I should have created a new layer for that, so I could have just hit delete. But no, I didn't. But this is one of the things that I really like about the art in Girls High, is they do a really, really good job. Just like you look in here and you look at how with just a tiny few lines, just that tiniest little bit of information, they have created the entire form of the body. And the art on that anime is just amazing. They've done such a fantastic job, especially on all of the anatomy and all of the shade. It's really great. They do a fantastic job. And I did not do a great job even from reference. Again, the head is too tall and too skinny. The body is too tall and too skinny, except where it's too wide. I'm really bad at this. And that's very frustrating. So we move over here to day 6, and we go over here to day 6, we got single stroke circles. I did 100 of these because I do them all the fucking time. 2 eyeballs spaced 1 eyeball apart with eyelids. I think I did a pretty good job on that. And a naked body from memory. Oh my God, I cannot begin to... I fucked so much shit up, and I feel like that's the purpose of this. The purpose is to go, here's you drawing from reference. See, you didn't do a very good job. Here's you drawing from memory. See, you did way worse. And this is actually day 7's exercises, which I did on day 6, because day 4 I completely skipped. It's 3 cylinders of varying proportions, cut in half with shading, a sphere, and then another one split in half, and trace head outlines from reference, draw the face without tracing. So I took the original image, and I think this is it here. No, this is it. Yeah, this is it. So if I take this and I'm going to duplicate this layer. If I take this duplicated layer and I move it down, you can see right here, it matches right up with the lines. Matches up perfectly. And then you move it down here to the features and yeesh. Everything is moved down. The mouth in particular is moved way far down. Like, that's bad. The eyes aren't terrible. I didn't get the eyebrows right. I didn't get them right at all. But the eyes aren't terrible. There's just the left eye is down a little bit too far. But yeah, that's I did a really bad job placing the mouth. The mouth needed to be way farther up. And that, I think, is exactly what I think that's what Marc is trying to do. He's saying, do this. And then he's letting you go, oh, I fucked that up. And you're supposed to recognize what you fucked up and let go and do something about it. So that was actually day 4. So it is actually supposed to go day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7. But I did number 4 out of order. So anyway, we are now on day 8. We're going to save that off, and I haven't done anything on this because I wanted to do it on video and let you watch this happen. Ribbons. This is a fun one. I do this one all the time. So it's just all you have to do is you draw yourself a line. Ooh, take this back to black. Is draw yourself a line. And then, from that, you have to try and draw the same line underneath of it, and then connect up sides. That's a fun one. Now, you could also do this in a slightly different order where you go, okay, I'm going to draw that line, and I'm going to draw these bits that come down, and then I'm going to follow the curve of the line above. You can do it either way, and there's nothing wrong with it going either direction. That one was a little bit rough. I'm going to do like 5 of these. And, yeah, one more. You can kind of cheat by making it like go back and forth across itself like that over and over again. Now then we've got trapezoid shapes and find the center and cut in half. And then erase half the face on a reference and redraw. And I'm going to have to grab a reference for that. So we're going to start with trapezoid shapes. Trapezoid shapes are really rectangles in perspective. Okay? Let's find the center and we go corner to corner. So, corner to corner, like so. And then that's the middle of the shape. So, we do that. And you can draw the center line either direction, but you try to keep it within the same perspective. These are really perspective rectangles. And I think he wants you to realize that as you do these. I'm going to do 5 of these too. There we go. And I think the point of this exercise, let's take that one off screen. Let's see. That one. Okay. So that's 4. And then we'll do 5. Guideline. And this one is once again so that's really to try and get you to, what I see him doing here is trying to get you to internalize the center of an object in perspective looks different. That's what I kind of see him trying to do there. And now I need a reference for Kota Akari. There's a lot of stuff in the character bit where he's saying, hey, use your favorite character. And I'm just like, favorite character? I don't know. Kota Akari from Girls High, I guess. So let's grab an image and we'll work from that. This one is kind of canted to the side. I like that because that's a bit of a challenge. So let's grab that. Let's grab this image, grab this facial, and we will copy that. And we'll come over here into the day 8 file, and we'll Control V and Control C, and we'll drag this on here, expand it, so. And at this point, we will go, okay, there it is there. That's fine. And now I'm going to duplicate this layer. And having duplicated that layer, I'm going to take it. I'm going to move it down. And from here, I'm going to zoom in. And I'm going to grab the I'm going to grab the face color right there, and I'm going to erase half of the face. I'm going to erase this half. I'm going to erase this side. Which in retrospect is probably a bad idea. Because now, being a left-handed person, I'm going to be painting the other half of features that I can't see. Now we're going to back up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take original bit and I'm going to turn it off, like so. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to come over here and we're going to start with the mouth. And we're going to take the dark color and we're going to fill that in. We're going to take the light color and fill that in. That's about right. Then we'll take, we'll do the eyebrow, and the eyebrows are kind of up, like so. And then there's the eyes themselves. There's eyelid fold here, and then there's the eyelash. This needs to sweep down fairly dramatically. So, and then not quite that far. Does need broader, and there needs to be eyelash there, there, and then we're going to come here and go iris. Here's the bottom of the eye here, rest of the iris here. Color of the white of the eye, of course. Put in the white of the eye. Sure, we highlight on the eye here, and then got this kind of blue shade bottom. Darker top. Not the way to draw eyes well. Any stretch of the imagination. And Girl's High does a pupil that is a got too dark a color as. Girl's High does a sort of an arc, like so. There we go. That is more or less correct. And it looks really sad, and I need to add in the nose. And now let's turn the original back on and be horrified. let's put that one up top, and we'll turn the opacity down, and we'll drag it down and see see how I did. Yeah, it's way off. Even the nose is way off. The mouth isn't far enough open. So, yeah, not a very good job there. But it is what it is. That's my exercise for the day. Not happy with it. I'm never happy with it. I'm never happy with the work that I do. And the line weight needs some additional work. Well, what can you do? That eye is way too wide. I made it way too wide. I put it way too low on the face. I'm not happy with this at all. I'm never happy with any of this. I really feel like every time I do the character exercise, I feel like I remember being better at characters than that. But then, evidence of the old Glazies, apparently I'm not. So that's very frustrating and upsetting. But, there it is. It is important to show people when you fuck up. Because if you don't, they feel like they're the only person that fucks up. And as you can see, the work time over here is 15 minutes. Not a lot of time to do these exercises. And I keep kind of whispering to myself in the back of my head, you would do better if you took your time. And that's true, I would. Maybe I should be taking my time. Maybe I should be taking a little more time and making a little bit more effort and all that shit. Man, Jubelale is good. Cancel. What has changes? Day 7, 6, 5. Okay, yeah. Those changes can be discarded. Those are just examples and whatnot. Anyway, I will do one more lesson later on today. If I do 8 lessons a week moving forward, then I'll finish all of this stuff up. I will finish this particular drawing system if I go, like I just did 8, if I go to 16, 24, and then it'd be 32 on the, it'd be 32 in 3 weeks. So this would take me, if I do just one more lesson a week, then this will take me where I need to be. And let me see what those are. If I'm doing 8, 16, 24. Okay, so 16 is a beveled box with a square hole through it. Head shape from a square with ears and neck. And the body only of a character from reference in a pose from day 15. Okay, that's a good thing. That's a good idea. And then we got 24, and 24 would be 3 identical buildings in 1 point perspective. Only the facial features in the correct place relative to each other. Ooh, that's going to be bad. That's going to look like shit. And favorite character in standing pose from memory, which is going to be, draw Kodakari from memory. And I'm not going to do a good job on that, I don't think. But those are doable. Those are things that I can do on video. It's not going to be all that difficult. And yeah, so I'm 8 days in on that, and I'm gonna go to doing 8 lessons a week to cram all of that in time, so I can have that done. Anyway, that's this week's showing up. I showed up again. I'm glad you showed up, and yeah, okay, bye.